From Rodney King to George Floyd, videotape has been used many times to show police misconduct, but it also doesn't always tell the entire story. With us now is criminal defense attorney and former homicide prosecutor David Bruno. David, it's great to have you on. Just kind of picking up where Kevin left off, because you know the Tyre Nichols video is bad. The mayor said it earlier. I want to play this soundbite again because this is an indication of what we are about to see tomorrow. Here's the mayor of Memphis.
The actions of these officers were awful, and no one, including law enforcement, is above the law. I assure you, we will do everything we can to keep this type of heinous act from happening again.
Heinous. It's a very serious word, David. Your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. There's also been statements from the chief of police similar to that, and they are bracing for potential riots, asking the public for police protests. We know that the video was approximately 3 minutes long. And look, Trace, like you said, sometimes you don't get the whole picture, but there's 5 police officers that are probably all wearing body cams. You're going to get 5 angles all around. I've already heard that the video looks similar to something like Rodney King, and that is terrifying to even think about as it comes out. You know, we saw what happened to George Floyd and the unrest, and we just hope that everyone could handle this peacefully.
Here's one of the defense attorneys for one of the police officers. Watch this.
Unfortunately, we've all, over the last couple of years, seen videos where there's police brutality involved. And so I would just caution the public to reserve judgment. You're going to feel things, you're going to experience emotions, but know that there's always more to the story.
I mean, and he makes a good point there, because you go back and you mentioned the Rodney King video and you go back to the George Floyd video, and as hard as they were to watch, there was some stuff that you didn't see as part of that. That's a fair point, David, right?
Fair point, especially coming from the defense attorney. I'm a defense attorney as well, and look, these officers are presumed innocent. The government has the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And look, even the tone and what's coming out of that defense attorney's mouth, he knows what's coming. And he's asking for them, all of us, to reserve and understand that I guarantee this video is not going to be pleasant to see.
Yeah. David, stand by, if you will, because we are also waiting for more dramatic body cam footage to be released on Friday, this time from the San Francisco Police Department, concerning the hammer attack on Paul Pelosi. Anita Vogel is live in New York on what that could show us. And Anita, this really could settle a lot of debates.
Well, we certainly hope so, Trace. That is the hope, that it will clear up some of the questions around this brutal and strange attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband. We're told the footage includes police body cam and surveillance video from the Pelosi home from the night Paul Pelosi was attacked with a hammer by intruder David DePape. Reporters and others curious about the case want to know, was it Paul Pelosi who opened the door? What was his condition? Did he, as some news agencies report, walk back into the house when police arrived? Did he appear to know DePape? The details that have been released so far are very confusing, to say the least. Fox News caught up with Nancy Pelosi earlier today, and we asked her about it.
Speaker Pelosi, after the court rule that they're going to release the body cam footage from the assault on your husband, just wondering if you support them doing that.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with the legalities of this. I respect the system.
The body cam footage something that you've seen at this point?
No, I don't even know if I will see it. I mean, it would be a very hard thing to see an assault on my husband's life. But I don't know.
Thank you all. And what's the latest update?
I don't have plans to see it.
News outlets, including Fox News, had to sue to get the video released. The San Francisco DA's office argued against releasing it. They were concerned it could be manipulated and be spread as false information. But the video will be released tomorrow. The question is, will it end up providing more questions or more answers? We will find out. It's coming out tomorrow. And of course, Trace, we will stay tuned for that.
Yeah, sometime tomorrow we will, in fact, stay tuned. Anita, back to you in moments. Thank you. Let's bring back our legal expert, David Bruno. The DOJ, as Anita was pointing out, David, is that the DOJ said initially that the police opened the door, that Paul Pelosi did not open the door, but then the San Francisco DA said, no, Paul Pelosi opened the door. In fact, he opened it with his left hand, and then he walked back away from police next to David DePape, the alleged attacker. If that's the case, why would the DOJ say that if the video shows something different?
Wow, great point. And I guess that's another reason why we should take a step back and wait until all the evidence comes out, right? Look, DePape was in court 1 month ago. His lawyers tried to get the attempted murder count dismissed. And at that time, the body cam was in fact played in the courtroom. And as reported, essentially, DePape was to the right side of Pelosi, and Pelosi grabbed the hammer, and then DePape got it away from him and struck him in the head in front of the police officers. Pelosi goes down, and he was in a pool of blood, unconscious, and the officers tackled. So that's what was coming out of the hearing. That's what I expect to see. I'm not sure who opens the door and whether or not he goes back, but this should be a violent incident that's going to be on this video released.
In your experience, David, when you hear two different stories and there is some corroborating evidence, there is some video to back it up, what's the reasoning for that? Is somebody trying to delay something from coming out, cover something up, hide something? What's your thought on that?
Oh, wow. I think that's very fact-specific as to the agency and why. But certainly when somebody gets out there and gives a press conference or gets in front of the cameras, I mean, we need transparency every which way in every type of case, politician, police shooting, whatever it is, because once you lose credibility, you can't get that back. That's important. And now we have body cams. It's a common thing. We just talked about it in the 5 officers case. We're going to get it in the Pelosi case, and we're going to actually see what happened here.
Yeah, and I got to go. I got about 10 seconds left. Do you think this video in the Paul Pelosi case changes anything at all, David, very quickly?
I think it's going to give the public an understanding of what really happened at that doorway, especially with the surveillance, the 911, the body cam. A series of videos may put some questions, get some questions answered.
Yeah, David Bruno, thank you for helping us out. We appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Always a pleasure.